Hi there, I'm Coach Kim from In Shape Fitness, and this is your conditioning mini camp for foot power and balance. Strong feet are your most important piece of gear when you run. They really are. Your feet need to be strong. There are so many muscles in your feet and so many ligaments that have to stabilize your body and twist and turn and negotiate rocks and creaks and cracks and things as you run. Of course, hopefully not on a treadmill. You're outside doing your runs or your jogs or your walks, your good high energy walks. But coupled with good balance, the stability of your gait, the power of your gait is based on strong feet. So stand up for me. Let's do 2 quick warm-up moves. Make your feet double shoulder width apart. You can turn your toes out a little bit, clasp your hands over your head and hinging at your hips. Rotate your body down to the right and then up to the left. Keeping your back straight, draw in those tummy muscles once again down to the right and up to the left. Now reverse directions, down to the left. You're touching the floor hopefully by this point with your fingertips up to the right. One more time, down to the left and up to the right. Now we're going to do something called skipping in place. Start marching in place if you don't know what a skip in place means. But go ahead and get started because I really like to get you out of here in 15 minutes and move you on to your next activity, whether it's another conditioning camp or an actual endeavor outside on your feet for a jog or a run. That's skip in place. Just get your heart rate up a little bit. So as you march, you do a little hop on your standing foot and then alternate another 15 seconds or so, and then we'll move on to the first balance move. Now you should not be wearing shoes for this exercise routine. I hope that you know that. If you've read up a little bit about this particular conditioning camp, you probably know that I want you to grip your floor with your toes. I want you to feel your floor surface so that your contact points are really, really evident in your brain. All right, so if you have shoes on, kick them off right now. No socks, no shoes. Even if you're in the park, who cares, right? Okay, now extend your arms out to your sides. Make sure your back is really straight. Your chest is open. You're breathing deeply in through your nose and out through your mouth. Plant your feet on the floor in a staggered position. If you have decent balance, go ahead and go heel to toe. If you don't have decent balance, stagger your feet kind of in the crook of one foot, of the arch of one foot. Place the ball of the other foot. And your dominant foot can be in the back. Now I want you to turn your head to the right and then to the left. And I'm starting the 60 seconds. So each of the 10 moves that we're going to do today are for 60 seconds. So we have plenty of time to do everything. I want you to focus on moving very slowly, and I really want you to focus on squeezing your tummy muscles. This is a great time to do those Kegels, the pelvic floor squeeze, where you draw in at that pelvic floor, draw in those lower abdominal muscles, in and up a little bit, and squeeze. Keep your back straight. Keep your arms at a parallel position with the floor. You've got about 15 seconds left. If you want to switch your feet just to see if the other foot is just as stable, that's great, because the foot in the rear is going to absorb most of your body weight. But just focus on pressing into the floor with all of your toes. And, the head turn thing, what it's doing is it's imbalancing your equilibrium, your inner ear equilibrium. So that's why it forces you to really stand up tall and to squeeze those muscles. Okay. Now we're going to do alternating forward kicks. That means you're going to bring your hands up in front of your body, like in front of your face, making fist like a kickboxer would do. And you're going to lift up your left knee, and then you're going to kick out your left foot. The foot should be flexed because you want to kick through. Contact point should be the heel to whatever you're kicking. Like if it's a door, it's going to come through, the power comes through your heel. So lift your knee up, kick out. So put your foot back down on the floor, recalibrate by taking a little step, and then kick again. You've got another 15 seconds on this foot, and then we're going to switch to the other foot. All right, make sure that the stable foot, in this case the right foot, is straight. You don't want to turn those toes out. Use the floor. Grip the floor. Use your foot. Grip the floor with all four corners of your stable foot. Now go ahead and switch. So now your left foot is going to be stable, and you're bringing up the right knee and kicking out the right foot. Very nice. This gets the heart rate up a little bit too. Hopefully you'll feel that. Keep those arms up. Remember, your upper arm should be parallel to the floor, and then you made a 90-degree angle with your elbow, so you're protecting your face with your forearms, kind of, right? Don't clasp your hands. Make sure that your hands stay separated. You've got 5 more seconds. This is a great move, and it also works all the muscles in your leg and your glutes, and of course it gets your heart rate up, so it's really fantastic. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is some ballet. Ballerinas have such fantastic balance. So you're going to bring your heels together. You're going to turn your toes out. Yes, even if you're a guy, you've got to do this. Those inner thighs, oh, they just scream for attention, don't they? So turn your toes out as far as they can and just stand there, squeezing your glutes, squeezing your tummy muscles. Your hands can be on your hips. You can bring your arms out in front of your body in more of a ballerina looking like pose, and just focus on gripping your floor and standing up really super tall. Try to widen your toes even more. You're about 20 seconds in, so you've got plenty of time to play with this. If you're super balanced and you want to do something a little more challenging, you can alternate lifting your heels. You can lift both heels up at the same time. Now, only do this if you're already totally stable and your toes are already totally out. You've got 15 more seconds, by the way. The last thing that you can do to make this harder is a demi-plie, where you lower your body into sort of a squat, but not a full squat, and then stand up by pressing your heels into the floor, which we're going to do next. Okay, let's do that now. Bring your hands in front of your body once again. If you've taken a quick break, get back into that first position ballet. And now you're going to bend your knees slightly, lowering the body straight down just a couple of inches, and then lift back up. That's for 1 more minute. Yes, I know it's hard, and this position means that you are really going to fatigue those hip muscles up there in the top and the inner thighs a little bit, but it's so good for your balance, and you are using your feet. You really are. If you're gripping your floor, you are strengthening the muscles. The myriad muscles that reside in your foot are going to be so much happier. You will find as you start running that you have more power in terms of pushing off with your toes. A lot of people just sort of shuffle through a run. I see it all the time. I am in Central Park every single day. Rain, snow, wind, sun, it doesn't matter. And the number of people I see just sort of struggling through an exercise routine, and you know, obviously there's struggle in exercise. It's part of what you do it for, but they don't move their feet very well. Their feet are weak. You really want strong feet. That's going to help you with your posture in your runs, help you with your gait. You're going to get faster. You're going to feel better and enjoy yourself more, which is the name of the game, really, right? Okay, we're going to do some hard stuff now. Are you ready? These are called squat jumps. That's your next move. You're going to plant your feet shoulder width apart with your pinky toes and heels in line. Now, I know you think, oh God, this is going to be terrible. It's going to be super hard. And it is. But it's so good for you. You're going to do a squat. Let's just do a couple of regular squats where you sit down and back into an invisible or an imaginary chair. You don't want your knees to go past the tips of your toes. As you stand up, you squeeze your glutes and you press your heels into the floor. Okay, 1 minute is going, by the way. You want to inhale on your way down. You want to exhale as you lift back up. Now, a squat jump. These are not jumps as in jumping super high. If you get really strong and you want to jump super high, that's fine. But I want you to do a little tiny hop at the top of your lift, right? So you're going to squat down. As you come up, sort of shift your body weight towards the middle and the forward part of your foot. lifting up and then landing lightly on the balls of your feet, and then shifting your body weight back to your heel as you go back into the next squat. Very good. Keep those abs engaged. Really focus on squeezing. I know I sound like a total broken record as I tell you time and time again to squeeze your tummy muscles, but it really is something that you probably inherently don't do as, in your regular life. You don't just isometrically contract things. But if you make that your friend, you really focus on doing it, your source of power in terms of doing exercise type stuff, this kind of thing, will get so much more fluid and powerful. Okay, you're done with those squat jumps. Now we're going to do a balance move called the tree pose. So I want you to get that right foot in its perfect position, perfectly straight, squeeze the muscles in your leg. Don't lock your knee, but lift the left foot up and stare at one spot on your wall, or a tree, or the computer if you're in your conference room. It doesn't matter. Just focus. 30 seconds on this side, and you're already 15 seconds in, and then you'll do 30 seconds on the other foot. Very nice. Keep breathing. Keep staring at one spot, listening, of course, to me tell you to do that. Don't focus on anything else except for that spot. Now, slowly lower your foot back down. I'd say stare at that same spot as you lift your right foot up and contract the muscles in your left leg, pressing into the floor with your left foot, all four corners of your left foot. Very good. We have 4 moves left, so you're going to be out of here in 16 or 17 minutes. Nice. And 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. The tree pose. We can do this the next time, but remember too, if you want to press your palms together as you stand there with one spot on the wall, that's another added way to just sort of regain that balance and recalibrate the balance that you have on each of your feet. Okay, we're going to do an alternating curtsy lunge now. So I want you to stand up tall. Once again, squeeze those tummy muscles, and you're going to take a big step forward and to the left with your right leg. Bend both knees, lowering the body straight down. Don't collapse at your waist. You don't want to lean forward. You want to go straight down, then push off with the right foot, come back to start, and then alternate with your left leg. All right, your time is going. We'll do 3 moves on the floor after this, and you will be set. Very good. If these are easy for you, one thing that you can do is a jumping jack in the middle. I know that sounds kind of crazy. We're going for some sort of like a graceful curtsy in front of a queen to a layman's jumping jack in the middle between each of the repetitions, but it's something that adds a little bit of intensity to the curtsy lunge, and I like adding them. I add jumping jacks to pretty much everything, in fact, but it is one thing that you can do to up the ante a little bit as you get stronger. But just take your time with these curtsy lunges. Again, you don't need to worry about how many you're doing. You've got 3 seconds left, so finish the one that you're on. Now kneel down to the floor. Put your hands on the floor. You're in a quadruped position, we call this, with your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. And you're going to extend the right arm out, straight forward, where your bicep is next to your ear. Your palm is facing the midline of your body. Left leg goes straight back. Good. Now switch. Left arm and right leg. This is called a bird dog. And I want you to pause as you get to that fully extended position, and then slowly put your body back to its start position, and then switch, and just keep going. You've got another 45 seconds for this. Couple things to keep in mind. You want to try to keep your shoulders flat. The moving shoulder is going to want to lift up, but you want to try to minimize that. Same with your hips. Also, when you extend the leg out, don't let it go up, and point your toes, because the trick here, what you're doing is you're working on the paraspinal muscles on the inside of your back, and they benefit from the diagonal direction that you're moving your limbs in. And if you seek to elongate your leg and your arm by that stretch at the very tippy end, right, that apex, when you switch directions, your paraspinal muscles are going to love that. Why are spinal muscles important in terms of power of your feet and balance? Because it's your core. And at the core, balance and power throughout the body is generated from the center of your body. Okay, now let's do a similar move. It's called a bird dog arabesque. So what I want you to do is take a deep breath in and then relax the right knee on the floor behind your left knee. Okay? As you exhale again, lower your left arm down to its forearm. Place your forearm on the floor. Then extend the right leg up and back at a diagonal. Just then back down behind the left knee and then up and back. Another 15 seconds. Very good. One move after this, by the way. We need to do the other side, and then we're going to do a plank, and then you're going to be all set. Okay, let's switch sides. Now your left knee is going to be on the floor behind your right knee, and you're going to lower your right body. You're just gonna, your other side is just sort of bracing your, holding onto your hip, sort of bracing your body. That's what your free hand is doing. But you're just lowering down, and you have to kind of lean in order to get that hip, the moving leg, extended back and out, stretching out, and forcing you to balance, of course, on the stable arm. Good. This again is called a bird dog arabesque, and you have 3 seconds left. Now both arms go down to the forearm position for a plank. Now we call this a mermaid plank, and you're going to hate me for this because it's hard. And for 60 seconds, it's going to be really hard. But what I want you to do, you're going to go into a plank position. So go ahead, we'll start the 60 seconds now anyways. Now, very slowly, I want you to invert your feet so that your body is actually resting on the tops of your feet. This gives that ankle and the tops of your feet that fabulous stretch. And of course, it renders your feet sort of useless in terms of the plank. So your abs are going to have to work harder for another 30 seconds, and then you'll be all set. I apologize for torturing you this way. The mermaid plank is one of the hardest planks there is, and I put it in this workout because the pointing of your toe, it's sort of a ballet point of the toe, right? And it is so good for your ankles and for the top of your feet. And the muscles that reside in your feet are going to just absolutely love you for this. So whether you are running now or moving on to another workout or resting, I hope that you have a really wonderful day. I'm Kim Watkins from In Shape Fitness. Thank you so much for joining me for this conditioning camp. We'll see you again very soon.